It's day 2 in Marmaris, hosting its International Raceweek. After yesterday's night's unexpected stormy weather, a glorious morning sun helps everything get dry and finds the sailors preparing themselves and their boats for today's coastal race beyond the Bay of Marmaris. Today, the wind is certainly weaker. In the end, winds strong enough for sailing were late to come. The sea was dead calm, with light clouds covering the Bay of Marmaris. The committee saw fit to change the order of the races for the 4 groups, and so it was IRC Charter 3 and 4 that started first when the wind finally arrived. A very good beginning in this race for both Ricarda and Themis at the center of the starting line before they headed towards the left side, where the winds seemed to be slightly more favorable. When the IRC Charter 1 and 2 race got underway, it was Fontessa and Calypso that started on top, with Miss You on leeward. Around the point, the wind increased slightly. In the IRC 3 and 4 races, Hadar picked the pin end, with the rest of the boats choosing the middle as well as the race committee boat end. Hadar's team seemed to feel strongly about the wind being favorable at the left side of the course. But would this bet pay off? Following this race, it was time for the IRC 1 and 2 boats to get some sailing action. This time, it was the Foxy Fox, Sail and Sail, and White Butterfly that had the best start on the boat end side. However, the race was abandoned. Turns out most of the boats had started over early. When the race was restarted, Naughty Gull and Courier d'Ecoeur had the best start. But before a few minutes had passed, it was Mopfrey Lemon on the lead, with Flying Box on leeward and near to shore. It was all between these two now. But who would prevail? At the same time, Sail and Sail was not performing well, following a less than good start. Would they recover? There was certainly time for that to happen. Nearer the weather mark, the boats were spread all over the course, with the ones choosing the left side now managing to get on top. St. Anna was among those on top of the IRC 1, occupying the 3rd place at this point, behind Strega and Flying Box. At the end of the IRC 1 race, it was Flying Box that was leading the fleet, with Strega following in 2nd place. This was one of the really fast downwinds so far in Marmaris, since the wind was by now blowing at almost 14 knots. However, near the shore, the wind was not as strong, and thus the boats at the back of the race were now closing the gap with those in the front. In the IRC 1 charter, fierce battles were the order of the day, especially between La Loba and Bony Staff Pineapple. Flower was trailing them at a distance of only a few meters. Planing conditions were ideal for riding the waves, however, and the best team would be the one scoring the bullet. In the IRC 3, Turdun Chu put in an excellent performance and was now on the top of the race. Eker Yadik Iran was right behind them. The great finish to these races in the late afternoon under a setting sun and the stunning scenery of Turkey's Mediterranean coast, this was the icing on the cake. Stay tuned, another day of thrilling action awaits us and these sailors tomorrow.